So the first game of the first set goes to John McEnroe. A quick reminder that it is a best of 3 set affair. The championship goes to best of 5. The Molson Challenge will continue in a moment.
Here are some reasons why Chevy Chevette and Pontiac Acadian are Canada's best-selling small cars for the 2nd year in a row. Fuel efficiency, great standard features, 7,000 dealers in North America. And now, even more value. Repair protection option at no extra cost for 3 years or 60,000 kilometers. See your dealer for details. Chevette at Chevrolet dealers, Acadian at Pontiac dealers. We put our money on it.
When you find yourself with muffler trouble, what you don't want to find is more trouble. So visit a friend, so not some stranger.
Hi, Albert. Sounds like you have a problem.
Superior Muffler offers a full lifetime guarantee on the muffler and all parts and labor for as long as you own your car. Foreign cars do, and you probably don't need an introduction.
You're Superior Muffler Pro. Muffler expert. You already know.
Tried talking to some of the big computer companies about a small business system.
Controlled by the Arduino's operating system or accessed by the raster scan CRT video terminal.
Either I couldn't understand what they were talking about, or I couldn't afford their product. But at Radio Shack, I got straight talk, and a TRS-80 system tailored to my business and my budget. This Model 2 is just as powerful as many higher-priced big-name computers. And at Radio Shack, they speak my language.
We're in the first set at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. The Molson Challenge. John McEnroe leads 1 game to 0. And with Bjorn Borg serving, it is 15-all in game number 2. Both players like to stay at the baseline. It'll be interesting to see which, if either, start coming to the net. And there was McEnroe doing just as I had suggested. I thought he would be the first Don who might be the man that would come to play the volley game.
Well, that was a beautiful topspin lob by Borg, but just a shade long. McEnroe didn't try for it. He knew he had no chance if that ball landed in.
It's 30-all. Right-handed Borg serving to the left-handed McEnroe. And an unforced error, something that we've seen a few times in this tournament so far.
But an unusual thing for Borg to miss a routine ball like that. A scorching forehand passing shot. John McEnroe that breaks serve and gives him a 2-0 lead in this opening set.
McEnroe. He leads 2 games to love.
Here's Borg with that topspin going in. Watch McEnroe's backhand. And there's that forehand into that open spot. Beautifully placed.
McEnroe serving at 2 games love. First set, Molson Challenge in Toronto.
And as I said earlier, Peter, you are going to find John McEnroe swarming over the net. He wants to break up the rhythm of Borg.
Connors was certainly successful in the conclusion of the regular round robin play doing that, and McEnroe's been just overpowering so far in this tournament as well.
Tremendous serve for 30 love.
30 love.
You'll notice how far back Borg stands to return McEnroe's serve. Even on the second serve, he keeps his distance.
McEnroe was rating right at the net also, so even had that ball made it, I think that the point would have been scored by John McEnroe. 20 years of age in just a few days. February 16th, in fact, his birthday. There's the game, and John McEnroe has quickly jumped out into a 3-love lead in the first set.
McEnroe leads 3 games to love, first set.
The Molson Challenge will continue in a moment.
When a man like this committed his crime of arson, he not only contributed to the annual $125 million arson loss in Canada, he cost society a great deal more. He cost this man his job.
I just don't know what we'll do.
He cost this family its business.
23 years, all gone.
He cost this man permanent injury. He cost these men hours of exhausting and dangerous firefighting.
Is Chuck going to be okay? Saw him in the ambulance.
He cost these men weeks of investigation. Why? Because the opportunity was there for him, as it is for others across Canada. Arson is Canada's fastest growing crime. Help prevent arson by making your home look occupied all the time. Keep your home and business secure and tidy. Install smoke alarms and fire safety equipment. Report anything that looks suspicious. Preventing arson helps keep insurance costs down. Let's go. You're under arrest.
This message has been brought to you by Insurance Bureau of Canada, representing private general insurance companies.
East of Eden, one of the great American novels, comes to television in its entirety. It's the story of brothers from one generation to the next, violently bound together by blood and fate, and of the one woman who was the chilling centerpiece of their saga. She grew into a temptress no man could resist.
The first major television event of 1981, Steinbeck of Eden, comes to CTV in an all-new 8-hour motion picture, starting Sunday, February 8th.
And you see the lifetime record of these two players. 2 of those great matches coming at the 1980 Wimbledon and U.S. Open championships.
It just seems that John McEnroe is starting to overpower Borg, and Borg has been very listless, not only today, but in the final few games of last night's match with Jimmy Connors. There he goes to the net for the first time, and it gets him a winning point.
Well, Borg is going to have to get much more offensive and get himself into this match if he's going to beat McEnroe today.
Now Borg up 30-15.
30-15.
Well, that's the tactic, Peter, that I felt that McEnroe would employ. As soon as he gets a short second serve, he's going to hit it. He can come over the ball or under the ball so very, very well, and he will get into that net and volley.
So it goes to 40-30, and Bjorn Borg gets the opportunity
40-30.
to hold service for the first time in this match. And there it is, Bjorn Borg.
Game ball.
Here we see Borg going up for that easy overhead, racket back in open court for the point and the game.
3-1, first set, best of 3 sets. The championship game on Sunday for $175,000 first prize is a best of 5 sets. John McEnroe has been wearing that tensor bandage on his left thigh since the very first part of this tournament.
Yes, Peter, that's a neoprene bandage on McEnroe's left thigh. It's to protect a pulled muscle, which he got 2 days before the Masters Championship in New York. And he says it keeps the heat in, and the leg is coming along pretty well.
Didn't hurt him in Chicago. He didn't lose his set in winning the championship there earlier in January.
Love.
Here again, watch this left-handed, so it brings Borg out of the court. He has to reach with a one-hander, and then look at the feel that McEnroe has on that volley. And Borg, trying to go down the line, does not make it.
Love.
John McEnroe leads 3-1 in the first set. Service was long.
But there you saw McEnroe trying to go down the center of the court because he felt that Borg was waiting on the two-hander. You've got to keep Borg guessing all the time. Tremendous point by both players. Borg not looking very pleased with himself.
McEnroe goes ahead 4-1 in the first set, and the Molson Challenge will continue in a moment.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water, the legend continues. See Jaws 2 during February is Fabulous on CTV's Movie Special, Sunday the 15th.
Imagine your life without matches, or electricity, or zippers, or movies, or shaving, or symphonies, or braces, or clocks, or any of a million other products that depend on Canada's mining industry. Now, imagine your life without money, or at least not as much of it. Without money, Canada would lose part of its wealth. And that would hurt you and me. It's an economic fact we thought you should know. We're the men and women who work our country's mines.
But, sir, this new AES word processor is going to save us time and money, even for a company our size. Because it's much more than a typewriter, we can double our productivity. Watch. It can change sentences, rearrange whole paragraphs, all in seconds. And it types perfect copies at 540 words a minute.
Welcome to the farm.
Thanks, Dad.
Congratulations, Mr. Frisley.
Peter Young and Don Fontana at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. The first semifinal of the Molson's Challenge.
Again, a beautiful passing shot from the forehand of John McEnroe. Here we see that again in slow-mo, and there goes that cross-court forehand by McEnroe. Back to live action.
This time McEnroe, an unforced error into the net. 15-all. Borg trailing 1-4 in the set. Really not looking as sharp as he had earlier in the week here in Toronto.
An unforced error by the Swede. Well, you know, the dangerous thing about Borg is when he's in trouble, and that's the mark of a champion, he'll do something different. And here you see him on the attack, lunging for that backhand volley and making it into the open court. Back to live action.
And McEnroe now has
30-40.
break point.
Deuce.
And McEnroe with that break point, trying to take Bjorn's second serve and get into the net, but he just hit wide of the tram line. Bjorn missing on that first serve wide to McEnroe's backhand.
That time, the forehand by McEnroe doesn't stay in, so the advantage goes to Borg.
McEnroe, there's a little off the top of the net. Borg coming in on the two-hander. McEnroe trying again, goes wide.
And Borg holds service. So now, McEnroe leads the set 4 games to 2.
4 games to 2.
So it is John McEnroe to serve. He broke the Swede in the second game of this opening set. And if he can continue to hold serve, he will run out the set.
Fifteen love. I'd like to remind you that Don Fontana will be picking a specific point in this match between McEnroe and Borg, and it will be designated as the Panasonic point of the match, and the winner will be receiving a special gift courtesy of Panasonic. Whichever player wins the match, one of the spectacular plays in his repertoire.
30 love.
McEnroe now starting to kibitz a bit with people behind him in the box seats, talking to himself. And very good second service and
40
fights
love.
back.
Very deep. Served it down the middle at Borg and took the angle away from him.
just didn't make it.
McEnroe trying a little touch half volley, one of the most difficult shots in tennis. Here we see Borg returning, and there's Bjorn just trying that, ticking the top of the net, but bouncing on his side of the court. Still has a 40-15 advantage, so he could take that chance to trifle with a point. You know, I heard when he served that second one, he knew he didn't get it in deep enough or wide enough, and it was bread and butter for Borg. There you see it going by.
So it's deuce now as Bjorn Borg fights back.
Deuce.
McEnroe missing an easy short forehand. So we have a situation here where John was at 40 love with a 4-2 lead. Now he finds himself at deuce, opposing the player with the finest service return in tennis.
Watch McEnroe
John,
move to the net here. And
volley that ball in the open court, and a little touch volley with Borg way out of court.
the advantage is to McEnroe. He leads 4-2. First set. And there's the game to John McEnroe. So Bjorn Borg must hold his service, or he will lose the first set.
There's McEnroe coming in on that volley, and just with beautiful hands flipping it into that open court.
The Molson's challenge will continue in a moment.
Why did Eva Anderson change her registered retirement savings plan?
I changed to a Bank of Montreal RRSP. It's life insured for no extra cost.
Why did Pat Von Cleef change his RRSP?
Competitive interest rates and life insurance equal to the money in my plan. Now that's a bonus.
And why did Andy Hamilton change his RRSP to Bank of Montreal?
For my team and their future.
Change to a life-insured RRSP at Bank of...
I'm to Miss Rose, Tracy Austin.
I'm pro photographer Arthur Grace.
To some, I'm still a schoolgirl. To others, I'm a tough competitor.
My Canon 81 captures the two Tracy Austins. First, how hard she works. Then, how soft she is.
Here, your turn, Tracy. The AE1 makes it easy to shoot like a pro. The incomparable Canon AE1. So advanced, it's simple.
Enter the Canon Winner's Choice Sweepstakes. Get your participating Canon camera dealer now.
Bjorn Borg, who has won every major title except the U.S. and Australian Opens. What a record that is. Fighting for his life, actually, here in Canada at the Molson Challenge. And not, I would think, very happy about his performances in Canada in the last little while. Last summer, of course, he had to pull out.
Well, he certainly is a little listless and off his game today.
All.
The third voice you hear from time to time is that of Mike Orr, the umpire of today's match. Might point out at this time that the umpires, as well as all the officials, the lines people, have been extremely competent throughout the week.
Nice touch volley by McEnroe.
15-30. All.
John not pleased with his backhand there. I think he felt he had a very good opportunity to pass Borg. Great reverse forehand by Borg.
40-30.
Here we see this Borg coming in, catching McEnroe flat-footed, one of the few times that you will catch him flat-footed.
We're into deuce here.
Deuce.
And Borg continues to miss that first serve.
Advantage, McEnroe.
Well, there was a situation where it was called in by the linesman and the umpire overruled.
McEnroe in it, the net, but that ball did look wide.
McEnroe turned around and looked at the linesman.
And here we have a set point, John McEnroe.
Ball was out.
So a little case of even up there.
Well, that was a delayed call by the linesman, but the umpire, Mike Orr, was quick to step in and make that call. Now, Borg is saying that he felt that the ball was good.
In any event, the score is back to deuce. Again, set point for John McEnroe.
McEnroe.
It's a strange turn of events. Here we see McEnroe actually punishing Borg with his ground strokes when it's usually just the opposite. And McEnroe with his second set point.
And
McEnroe holding his throat for the choke-up sign there, saying that had a golden opportunity and didn't get the ball in the court. You must get the ball in play on a set point.
Advantage now goes to Bjorn Borg.
Advantage, ball. Game on.
So the game goes to Bjorn Borg. He trails 5 games to 3. First set. And John McEnroe will be serving with new balls.
Well, Borg saved 2 set points there when the situation looked a little hopeless. He's still in the first set.
He was there, he just didn't get it up.
Well, he was there, but John did not bend his knees on that half volley. He stood straight up, and of course, you've got to bend your knees in tennis. We'll see that again. Look at him straight up on that ball, and then he kicks it in the net because he's displeased. He knew what he did.
Now he's having some trouble. He went to bounce them, and one fell out of his hand.
McEnroe trying for the ace down the center stripe, just missing. Make no mistake about that high forehand volley. Racket well out in front of him.
15-all.
He has absolutely racket control. Here we see him coming into that net. Watch this. Out in front, into the open court. Here's McEnroe lunging for that topspin shot by Borg, not able to handle it.
Borg must break back to stay alive in the first set. Something he was able to do against Jimmy Connors on Friday night, when it appeared Connors score a love set against him.
So there's McEnroe's best serve of the afternoon. The one that he swings you right wide on the backhand court. He seems to have had more trouble in the deuce court in getting that first serve in.
Oh, now there's one too many tennis balls on the court.
That was an absolutely magnificent point played by both those players. You see, look at McEnroe just get up and get that shot, thinking he'd won the point, but Borg quickly moves it by him just over his outstretched racket, and McEnroe still playing that. Borg smashing away the overhead. An ace by McEnroe, and could it come at a better time? Down a break point.
McEnroe's first ace of the match. And now McEnroe claims advantage.
McEnroe, a set point and serving.
to John McEnroe, 6-3.
Here we see that set point. McEnroe down the middle and wisely elects.
And he wins that first set, 6-3. The Molson Challenge will continue in a moment.
Sally Field is Norma Ray during Fabulous February on CTV.
Mill workers known as trash to some. I know the union's the only way we're going to get our own voice. Ourselves any better. I guess that's why I push.
Our own Mother Joan.
The role that earned Sally Field an Academy Award. Norma Ray, a Sunday movie special, February 22nd.
They call it Fort Apache, but they're not playing cowboys and Indians.
This precinct isn't a clubhouse or a freak show, but the house of the law.
It's the last outpost in the urban wilderness. Paul Newman, Ed Asner, Ken Wall, 3 men fighting back on the new frontier. Fort Apache, the Bronx. The fuse has been lit.
Now playing at a selected theater near you. From 20th Century Fox.
Back live at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, Peter Young and Don Fontaine.
All right.
Borg will be serving to start the second set, having lost the first 6-3.
Borg was broken in the second game of that opening set, which ultimately was the only service break in that set. McEnroe took a 3-love lead.
First service.
Our statisticians tell us that in that first set, the competitors went to deuce only 6 times, which was a rather small number compared to the type of tennis they've been playing all week when they were staging marathons.
Thirty, 15.
Borg into that net. McEnroe forced a lob. Borg, look at him move to the backpedaling there, and that overhead is way out of sight of John McEnroe.
Does it again, and Bjorn Borg jumps into a 1-game-to-love lead in the second set.
Borg wins the first game of the second set.
The Molson Challenge will continue in a moment.
Gotta keep on changing, gotta move with the times. That's what it takes to be the best.
A 5-seater Pontiac mileage maker with a pull of front-wheel drive? That's gotta be Phoenix. Hardly a road too steep, a curve too tough. For front-wheel drive, Phoenix. Pontiac's X-Car. 4-cylinder or optional V6. Nobody's got it like Phoenix.
Nobody's got it like Pontiac.
You know who's got it, don't you?
Pontiac.
Why did Eva Anderson change her registered retirement savings plan?
I changed to a Bank of Montreal RRSP. It's life insured for no extra cost.
Why did Pat Moncrief change his RRSP?
Competitive interest rates and life insurance equal to the money in my plan. Now that's not...
And why did Andy Hamilton change his RRSP to Bank of Montreal?
For my team and their future.
Change to a life-insured RRSP at Bank of Montreal.
People all across Canada get the money's worth at Sears. 'cause you can rely on what you buy. It seals you get your money's worth and more.
I'd use the Sears catalog because it's fast, it's easy, it's convenient, it's good value for your dollar, and there's no hassle.
'Cause Sears believes in value, and you believe in Sears because you get your money's worth and more.
John McEnroe serving. Second game of the second set.
Here we have, look at Borg on that forehand. Just whips that ball, and McEnroe could not control the volley.
Short hopped him. Back of the service line, McEnroe hammers the ball to the ceiling.
Here's McEnroe in that windup, swinging that ball wide, and Borg goes right down the line at the feet of McEnroe. Love 30. McEnroe in jeopardy for the first time of losing his service in this match.
$15-30.
McEnroe setting himself up for an easy volley after that fine sliced serve. Here we see, look at those hands into that open court. McEnroe questioning that call.
Sometimes wonders why the fans of the Garden get on him a little bit.
McEnroe did a very wise thing then. He served the ball at Borg's body, taking the angle away, and it caught the Swede unawares. So he's pulled himself up from love 30 into a much more favorable position here. 40-30.
McEnroe had nowhere to go.
A dejected John McEnroe going back to serve at deuce.
The crowd has been fairly vocal here at Maple Leaf Garden. Players have not objected to that either. They feel it gets them a little bit more involved in the game, and they haven't objected at all. Great crowds have been in hand all week, close to 15,000 last night. He blew that one right by him. Second ace for John McEnroe in the afternoon.
There goes McEnroe. Look at that windup. Right down the middle, past Borg's backhand.
Don, if there's a value of a lefty serving to a right-handed player, to what court would it be?
Well, to the ad court. Well, you should never have said that, Peter, because you obviously forced McEnroe into a double fault. John practicing that serve again.
Back to deuce. Second game in the second set. McEnroe won the first set 6-3.
Beautiful point. Just simply marvelous tennis.
Advantage, McEnroe.
Borg scrambling and lobbing. McEnroe going back and angling off.
And McEnroe manages to hold service when it looked earlier in the game as if Borg would break. And it's tied up 1 game each in the second set. For those who have been wondering, here's the way the rest of the tournament went money-wise. Johan Kriek and Sandy Mayer finished 5th and 6th and received $20,000 each. Eli Nastasi and Wojtek Fibak, $15,000 each, finishing 7th and 8th. Top prize is $175,000 tomorrow afternoon.
McEnroe just floated in there to make that backhand volley. He's forced Bjorn so deep into that corner. Here we see him going up. Look at that beautiful touch. Again, we see it. Magnificent short cross-court passing shot. Again off the forehand by John McEnroe. And there, one of the best points in the match.
McEnroe felt he had a chance to really get Borg on the ropes. 15-30. So a break point coming up for John McEnroe.
It's a very vital game. McEnroe got the break early in the first set.
Borg fighting back 30-40, still break point for McEnroe. .30-40 is the score. And Borg, with that well-placed ball, takes it to deuce.
Well, McEnroe did the right thing. He took the second serve. He came in. He tried to put pressure on Borg, but Borg was up for the test, and he passed him.
You won't see that happen very often to Bjorn Borg.
That could be a costly double fault for the Swede because it gives McEnroe a second break point in this third game.
rally of the match so far. And Bjorn Borg is back at deuce.
And that was such a big point. Look at McEnroe being forced so wide there, moving away as that ball floated out.
Now Borg has advantage after McEnroe for 3 occasions had a break point. And that is out, and the game goes to Bjorn Borg. So Borg holds service. He now leads the second set 2-1. And the Molson challenge will continue in a moment.
When you find yourself with muffler trouble, what you don't want to find is more trouble. So visit a friend, someone you know, not some stranger.
Hi, Albert. Sounds like you have a problem.
Superior Muffler auto lifetime guarantee on the muffler and all parts and labor for as long as you own your car. Foreign cars too, and you probably don't need an introduction.
Superior Muffler Pro. Muffler expert. You already know.
Canada, land of color, land of change, land of challenge. One of the challenges of this great country is the challenge of time and distance. Goods or equipment are often required urgently, thousands of miles from the point of production. Reimer Express meets the challenge of getting those goods to where they're required fast in all kinds of weather. That's one reason why so many of Canada's industries look to us for reliable truck transportation. We've got what it takes to take what you've got.
Listen to Techniques, the science of sound. A quality of technology so advanced, its infrared remote system controls 35 component functions. Sonic excellence of a metal tape deck that sets recording levels by microcomputer. Listen to Techniques SL10 direct drive turntable with technology so innovative, it even plays upside down. Listen to Techniques, the science of sound.
Back at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, Peter Young and former Canadian Davis Cup star Don Fontana. John McEnroe starting to chatter a bit with some of the spectators. He's almost had a persecution complex, it seems, here all week, Don.
Well, I think he's a little upset now. He had some excellent opportunities to break serve that last game. 2 break points. He would have liked to have taken an early commanding lead.
McEnroe beat Borg only once in 1980. That was at the U.S. Open.
But a pretty good place to beat him, Peter.
This time he's able to pick it up and get it over the net, but couldn't keep it in the court.
15.
Borg kept the return very low at McEnroe's feet. I tell you, that serve of McEnroe's came in so hard with so much slice on it that Borg simply couldn't even handle it.
Reminder that Don Fontana will be picking the Panasonic point of the match. And at the conclusion of this match, we will have a special presentation to the winner and the most significant point in his victory.
Thirty, 15.
If you just joined the broadcast, the first set was won by John McEnroe, 6-3. Bjorn Borg leads 2-1. here in the second.
No chance for Borg to even come close to making a return on that volley by McEnroe. He's looking dejected. He is not pleased with his tennis this week.
Borg extended to a full 3 sets in his first 2 matches and was blown away after a brilliant comeback in the first set by Jimmy Connors last night in straight sets.
James McEnroe.
A very deep second serve by John McEnroe to give him that game.
2 games all.
Tied 2-all in the second set. One of the little-known facts about John McEnroe is the fact that he led his team, Stanford University, to the NCAA title in 1978. Didn't stay in school much longer, though. I think the money was a little...
They couldn't afford to stay in school.
I had to laugh at them all week when they're talking about the $25,000 bonus for beating Bjorn Borg, saying the money really didn't matter that much. Until such time as Jimmy Connors won it last night, and then he said the money mattered a little bit.
15 all.
Well, for your information of the viewers, McEnroe has won $972,369 in 1980 and a little spillover into 1981.
And very honest, too, by the way, in saying that perhaps they're a little overpaid. He mentioned that at one of the press conferences. Now, whether or not he's serious about that, I don't know, but it is a comment that he did make.
John not pleased with the fact that he overhit that turn, trying to attack Borg.
.40-15, and neither has been close to breaking the other for a couple of games now, although early in this second set, both had a chance.
Game 4.
Bjorn Borg wins the game, and he now takes a 3-2 lead in the second set. And the Molson Challenge will continue in a moment.
Professional golf returns to CTV Sunday, February 22nd, when the final round of the Los Angeles Open will be presented live from the Riviera Country Club in Pacific Palisades, California. Last year's winner, Tom Watson, heads a field of the world's finest golfers as they take a shot at the $200,000 in prize money. When you're with CTV Sports, Sunday, February 22nd, you'll see it all.
Imagine your life without matches, or electricity, or zippers, or movies, or shaving, or symphonies, or braces, or clocks, or any of a million other products that depend on Canada's mining industry. Now, imagine your life without money, or at least not as much of it. Without mining, Canada would lose part of its wealth, and that would hurt you and me. It's an economic fact we thought you should know. We're the men and women who work our country's mines.
But, sir, this new AES word processor is going to save us time and money, even for a company our size. Because it's much more than a typewriter, we can double our productivity. Watch. It can change sentences, rearrange whole paragraphs, all in seconds. And it types perfect copies at 540 minutes.
Welcome to the firm.
Thanks, Dad.
Congratulations, Mr. Frisley.
Well, the same crowd that was behind Jimmy Connors last night against Bjorn Borg is certainly on Borg's side to come back against John McEnroe. Semi-final action in the Molson Challenge in Toronto. Jimmy Connors and Vitas Gerulaitis yet to come.
McEnroe went to get ready to serve his second serve and heard the phone ring down there somewhere. Rather disconcerting.
Now he'll get somebody shouts out a comment just before he serves. And you might have heard him yell, "Yep," as the ball passed him.
Well, he paid the price for not balling deeply enough to Borg, and we'll see that now. Borg returning, McEnroe balling up, and the Swede just pumped that one by him off the two-handed side. A big break for Bjorn Borg as his backhand hit the top of the net and bounced over the outstretched arm of McEnroe. No chance for McEnroe. Important point. It is love 30, and he's down 2-3 in the second set. And he just reached an ace. No.
You can be the judge here. It looked initially like it was an ace, and
It looked
boy,
right on that center stripe line to me. McEnroe is going crazy right now.
I don't think that McEnroe is wrong in this case.
20 seconds after what? Because he stood there? Why? What did you wait 20 seconds? Did he have any questions? Why did you wait 20 seconds? I'm only asking you to answer the question, that's all. Can you just tell me why you waited 20 seconds? You're not going to answer that question? Can you get the referee?
Okay, John McEnroe's asked for the referee now.
Referee has come to the court.
You heard the conversation too, Don. It was, he thought it was in. He was concerned that they didn't call it quick enough.
Borg trying a topspin lob that didn't quite get deep enough, and McEnroe just knocked that off.
Big point here for McEnroe.
Look at him backpedal on that and snap that wrist down. There we see it again. The topspin lob. Look at that footwork by McEnroe. Angle.
And he's evened it back up at 30 all.
30 all.
Managing to regain his composure very quickly after an altercation.
Well, he has that ability to concentrate even better after an argument. Not many players can do that. Well, McEnroe tried perhaps a shot that was a little too fancy. And against a man as fast as Borg, he just ran it down and McEnroe coming in. See that little touch volley that dropped too long, and he paid the price against the player as fast as Bjorn Borg. Break point.
Neither has been able to break the other so far in the second set.
Let's see if Borg steps around now and tries to take the second serve on his forehand. Beautiful play by Bjorn Borg. Takes serve for the first time in the match. Watch Borg come up there. He's just so quick. He just slides that back.
4 games to 2.
Here it is again. Watch him slide it down the line past the outstretched racket of John McEnroe.
5, please. Love.
15 all in the 7th game here. Set 2. Borg leads 4 games to 2. Spectacular rally.
Just magnificent tennis. Look at McEnroe just chipping that lob, and Borg with an overhead couldn't make it. Tuned touch volley by Bjorn Borg.
30 all. Momentum starting to swing a bit towards Bjorn Borg, who was not sharp in the first set.
Here we see Borg coming into the net, making a backhand volley. McEnroe scrambling, but he had no play. McEnroe said, "Yep," and Borg holds third for a commanding 5-2 lead in the second set.
Game 4. Borg leads 5 games to 2. Second set.
There it is. It passes John McEnroe. Borg wins the set. He leads it 5-2. The Molson Challenge will continue in a moment.
What was that?
Nothing.
I heard something. Listen.
See, it's nothing.
Nothing is happening in a staggering number of Canadian homes. And as long as there are homes with inadequate security, there'll be those who will take advantage of it. Now there's the impact of crimes of opportunity. Opportunities created by homeowners with unlocked doors. If opportunity knocks more than twice and gets no answer, in it walks, and outwalk your valuables. If you're away, it's not only the mobsters who will seize the opportunity to help themselves. Your security is your responsibility. Make certain you provide no easy entry. No opportunity for those who will steal your valuables. The Insurance Bureau urges you to have your valuables appraised and kept in a safety deposit box. If you'd like information on home protection, write or ask your agent for this booklet. It's a start.
This message was brought to you by Insurance Bureau of Canada, representing private general insurance companies.
This is Cooper, the story of the greatest stuntman of them all.
Hello, gorgeous. Oh, Jesus! Action! Go, go, go!
We may be in trouble.
Burt Reynolds is Hooper on the CTV Saturday night movie presentation tonight. It's a great movie special right here on CTV.
Back at Maple Leaf Gardens, John McEnroe will be serving, and he's once again carrying on conversation with the fans, who he feels are a little bit against him at times.
Well, Peter, he was also carrying on quite a conversation with the official referee, Len Allard. No doubt about the eighth, which he felt that he served at love 30. He's just held up his hand there to signify to his opponent that he will be serving with new balls.
For this tournament, they are changing after
7 and 9.
7 and 9. Then if it goes 3, which it could very easily go, 3 sets in this match, they'll do it again at 25. Should it go that long. On this fast surface, the advantage might be even a little bit greater than some surfaces.
Well, it's always a nice feeling to serve with new tennis balls. They go faster.
John McEnroe described this surface as medium fast. We've been on it a number of times, Don.
I think
quite
that's
adequate.
An apt description.
There have been no complaints at all from the players concerning the surface.
Well, the court has been actually laid on a basketball floor that the Gardens have, and the basketball floor has been laid over the ice.
Volley there that is a winner for John McEnroe.
Tremendous shot by Bjorn Borg, who went very, very wide, and with a one-handed backhand just flipped it on the angle past John McEnroe. Half volley by McEnroe. Now watch Borg go over here with a one-hand and angle that ball. McEnroe couldn't believe it.
McEnroe knew he had no chance at all. He just stood there and knew that Borg was going to put it away.
30-40.
A set point for Bjorn Borg. Good first serve by McEnroe.
Deuce.
Well, there's no question, Peter, that McEnroe can really hurt you with that first serve. He just sort of dug himself out of a hole there, down a break point and a set point, and now he has an advantage. He wants to win this game badly. And he did it again. He drew Borg right out of the court and had a very easy volley for the put away. And we'll see that again. Watch him swing this ball. Look at how far Borg had to go out of court, even had to play the ball with a one hand, and McEnroe just taps that into the open court.
I don't like your chances when the opponent is Bjorn Borg standing at the net like that, waiting for a lob.
15 love.
There's Borg in on that. A very, very short lob by McEnroe. Borg just pounds that into the stands.
Borg serving for the set. It looked early in this match as if it might go two straight McEnroe's favor. But Borg now perhaps only 2 points away, losing it to a third set.
There you see the mark of a great champion. Basically a baseline player. When he really needed that point, he changed the action there and he got into the net, and I think he surprised John McEnroe. Another super tennis point by the two finest tennis players in the world. Look at McEnroe trying a little drop shot, Borg running it down, tapping it down the line, and Borg outguessing McEnroe in anticipating that volley. Triple set point for Bjorn Borg.
There it is, Bjorn Borg wins the game. Wins the second set, 6-3. We will have the third and final set in this semifinal when the Molson Challenge continues in a moment.
East of Eden, one of the great American novels, comes to television in its entirety. It's the story of brothers from one generation to the next, violently bound together by blood and fate, and of the one woman who was the chilling centerpiece of their saga. She grew into a temptress no man could resist.
The first major television event of 1981, Steinbeck's East of Eden, comes to CTV in an all-new 8-hour motion picture, starting Sunday, February 8th.
Whether your office needs a small, compact copier, a big, fast, versatile copier, or something in between, Canon has it made. Every plain paper copier we make has innovative technology and precision performance built right in. Canon copiers. What a choice. See all the affordable alternatives at your Canon dealer now. Or call operator 690 at 1-800-268-6362.
People all across Canada get the money's worth at Sears. Cause you can rely on what you buy at Sears. You get your money's worth and more.
Well, at Sears, the prices are really great. And as far as merchandise goes, everything I've ever bought there has been really good quality. I get my money's worth at Sears.
Cause Sears believes in value, and you believe in Sears because you get your money's worth and more.
A man rated #1 in the world by the ATP computer.
A tremendous round of applause for Bjorn Borg going back to receive serve. So John McEnroe will open up this third and deciding set on serve. The Swede never changing expression.
50.
McEnroe into the net. And Borg just wide with the forehand passing shot.
McEnroe trying to pull off something that hasn't happened in many years. Back-to-back defeats suffered by Bjorn Borg.
Incidentally, he was the last player to give back-to-back feats to Connors and Borg. What anticipation. He was just simply outguessed Bjorn.
30, love.
Lunge volley by McEnroe. Now watch him make this move. Look, he fakes and then he's got it.
First set.
Two best players in the world make it look easy sometimes, but their abilities are something else.
Love.
Look at that sliced volley by McEnroe. He had so much slice in that volley, Borg could not dig it out of the Supreme Court. That is the rubberized surface that they're playing this $5,000 Molson challenge on.
And that one's out, and McEnroe with the love game starts off set number 3.
McEnroe wins the first game.
Borg lunging for that return, and it went just about an inch past the baseline.
The Molson Challenge will continue in a moment.
Why did Eva Anderson change her registered retirement savings plan?
I changed to a Bank of Montreal RRSP. It's life insured for no extra cost.
Why did Pat Moncrief change his RRSP?
Competitive interest rates and life insurance equal to the money in my plan. Now that's a bonus.
And why did Andy Hamilton change his RRSP to Bank of Montreal?
For my team and their future.
Change to a life-insured RRSP at Bank of Montreal.
Let's face it, today's the day for the 1981 Buick Skylark.
Now's the time, and tomorrow's looking good.
Front-wheel drive Skylark, delivering the unmistakable message of a car craving to be on the road. Let's face it, today's the day for Skylark.
I got this feeling that today's the day. I got this feeling it's a beautiful day.
This Tuesday evening on CTV's Live It Up, Alan Edmonds finds a machine that may tell you why you're under the weather. Mary Lou Finley presides over a feast of funny fish. And Jack McGaw searches Ottawa files for evidence of silly hats. That's all this Tuesday evening on CTV's Live It Up.
Live it up. Live it up. Live it up.
Peter Young and Don Fontana back at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto as you watch Bjorn Borg prepare for his first service in the third set in the first semifinal of the Molson Challenge.
Well, McEnroe played a beautiful lob over Borg's head, anticipated the point before, and then missed his forehand coming in. And you see Bjorn hitting that ball. Look at him. He's running back. Now watch the shot that Borg makes here with that forehand. McEnroe comes in on an easy shot and hits over the baseline.
15 all.
15 all.
This tournament has been going since Wednesday. McEnroe finishing first in his grouping in a round robin. Borg finishing second in his, losing his only match to Jimmy Connors here at Maple Leaf Gardens last night.
An incredible angle on the overhead by John McEnroe.
15-30.
Let's watch now and see if McEnroe will come in on Borg's second serve. Nope, he couldn't. It was too deep.
McEnroe was there. He thought it was going to go out, and it didn't.
Well, he couldn't believe his eyes. He let a ball go that was right on his racket, practically, and it landed a foot in the court.
He was there, I believe.
See, look at him chipping his backhand down the line, getting in, and there, look at, he almost could touch that ball and let it go. That was a very big point. The difference between 30 all and 15-40 and 2 break points.
And once again, Bjorn Borg, double faults. They went to deuce 5 times in the second set, making a total of 11 in their first 2 sets. And it's out, and there's the break that John McEnroe has been waiting for as he jumps into a 2-love lead here in the third set.
McEnroe leads 2 games to love.
Well, this is the same pattern as in the first set when McEnroe started off, held his serve for 1-love, and he broke Borg in that second game. He has now repeated that performance in the early stages here in the third and deciding set.
Love 15.
John upset with himself at missing that volley. I think, Peter, that we all forget that these great players in the world are human, and they can sometimes miss a shot that may look easy to us.
With these people playing, none of them look easy to me.
That was. McEnroe hit one off his shoe tops, and then that backhand volley that he lunged for. Look at McEnroe into the open. Borg gets the ball back. John lunges and makes the volley. That was one of the finest points in the match.
Out.
30-15.
McEnroe goes up 30-15. We make mention of some of the great plays, and we will choose the most outstanding point. Don Fontana will, the outstanding point for the Panasonic point of the match for the winner of this semifinal.
McEnroe's first serve there, which was long, almost knocked the head off the center service line lady.
Now 40-15.
40-15.
McEnroe with the opportunity here to go ahead with a commanding 3-games-to-love lead in the third set.
McEnroe's serve was after that same lines lady again.
There's the game to John McEnroe. He goes ahead 3-0 in the third set.
McEnroe leads 3-0.
Borg didn't even chase it, as you'll see in this replay.
There he is.
Volley
The volley
goes by
in that
and
open court.
Nobody there. So McEnroe leads 3-0 in the third set. And the Molson challenge will continue in a moment.
When you're tough with muffler trouble, what you don't want to find is more trouble. So visit a friend, someone you know, not some stranger.
Hi, Albert. Sounds like you have a problem.
Superior Muffler offers a full lifetime guarantee on the muffler and all parts and labor for as long as you own your car. Foreign cars do, and you probably don't need an introduction.
Superior Muffler Pro.
Muffler expert, you already know.
Turn up, look around, people's tastes are changing. Open up, you know somehow, taste is why we're changing. Look who's drinking Pepsi now. People's tastes are changing. Look who's drinking Pepsi now. We've made our choice, we're staying.
Panasonic VHS recorder, Omnivision. I call it Regivision because it tapes 6 hours of me off the air, even when I'm on the road. It also has stop action. And when I don't like what's on TV, I make my own with my Panasonic sound camera. And then there's always something great on TV.
Panasonic 6-hour Omnivision.
Regivision.
Omnivision.
John McEnroe in a very comfortable position, leading 3-0. Third game, Bjorn Borg serving. May I correct myself, it's the fourth game here in the third set.
And also, Peter, I might point out that I don't think there is such a thing as a comfortable position against Bjorn Borg.
Oh, Jimmy Connors found that out last night.
3-0 can disappear very quickly.
For those who don't know, Connors was up 5-0. And very quickly, Borg was right back in the competition.
McEnroe saying, get in. But he couldn't talk it in.
Boy, that's a home run ball by Borg. Yeah, that ball got away from him.
Well, the thing is, he leaned into the ball beautifully, but at the last second, he mishit the ball. Here we see him coming in. Look at that. He just shanked that.
Very powerful serve by Borg.
He has not served that well this match. Missing that first serve there by at least 2 feet. What a magnificent point of tennis. John McEnroe just pummeling his backhand with overspin.
advantage will go to Borg, and we'll see if we can pick up what McEnroe is saying, but he is again questioning the call.
The ball is good, Mr. McEnroe.
Well, the ball certainly looked good from this angle. Be difficult to convince John McEnroe of that.
The advantage goes to Borg. He needs it badly to get back in this match. Back to deuce.
Deuce.
You know, points that tough look routine to players this good.
Advantage 4.
Deuce as the backhand.
Well, McEnroe again forcing the play, trying to get into the net, not letting Borg get his rhythm, and many times it's working for him. Trying to keep the pressure on Bjorn.
Fans mistook that for a point for Borg. Perfect volley by McEnroe at the net. Catches Borg, and now the advantage swings to McEnroe.
Here we see McEnroe into the net and lunging for that cross-court volley.
But no sooner does he have break point than Borg takes over, and it's back to deuce. Borg is serving. Trailing love 3 here in the third set.
John coming in again on the backhand, lunges, just gets that volley on the line. Watch Borg over here looking very casually and just looping the ball down the line past McEnroe.
Bjorn Borg at his best. And he finally wins the game.
Just off the top of the net, Borg comes. McEnroe somehow gets it back, and look at that angle volley by Bjorn Borg.
John McEnroe now serving, leading the third set 3-1. Each has beaten the other 6-3 in a set. The winner of this meets the winner of the Vitas Gerulaitis Jimmy Connors semifinal for $175,000 US.
It almost fell in court.
15 love.
I think McEnroe breathed a very deep sigh of relief when that ball landed outside the baseline.
McEnroe turning 22 next week. Borg, no old-timer, at 24.
Well, it won't be too long, Peter, that McEnroe will have all the spectators against him here today. He questioned a ball that wasn't really close. It was at least 3 inches out of court.
Familiar rocking style of service.
It's an unusual windup, but wow, what an effective service.
The result quite evident there.
15.
Perfect two-hand backhand by Bjorn Borg.
30 all.
McEnroe with a very deep, good second serve, and Borg hitting that two-hander out of a cannon for a winner. $30 all. 3-1 in games. Final set.
McEnroe very upset with himself now as it goes to 30-40. Hammers the tennis balls into the net.
30-40.
And Borg has a chance to break back here.
Well, he served a good first serve, but Bjorn Borg just hit back a better return. So break point against McEnroe. And it's, just long on the top spin lob. Borg caught McEnroe absolutely flat-footed. John's into the net. Good high backhand volley. Look at Borg. Look at McEnroe could do nothing but hope. A very big first serve there at Deuce.
Advantage, McEnroe.
McEnroe now only a point away from jumping into a potential 4-1 lead. Thought he had the ace.
Stopping in mid-court there. As you said, Peter, he thought he had the ace. Obviously a premature move.
Double fault.
And you can tell he's going to be very upset now.
McEnroe, I'm issuing a public warning.
There's the warning, and now McEnroe will be very careful, because Nastasi found himself in a similar situation opening night of this tournament and found himself defaulted out of the match.
So the umpire has given him the first warning for unsportsmanlike conduct, Mike Orr has said.
The next time, it could be a point taken away from him, and at this stage, McEnroe is not in a position that he wants to let Borg have any life, especially free of charge. Now the fans are totally behind Bjorn Borg, cheering when McEnroe faults. And Borg back again at break point.
Dante Borg.
Well, John had a fairly easy volley there. And, wide, but I believe that other point is still bothering him.
Why didn't you say that after the last serve? Sorry, I haven't lost it yet.
Well, that got him a little crowd support.
And it's out, and Bjorn Borg breaks McEnroe's service, and he's right back in this match. Borg breaks McEnroe out, trails 2-3. The Molson Challenge will continue in a moment.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water, the legend continues. See Jaws 2 during February is Fabulous on CTV's Movie Special, Sunday the 15th.
Muscles stiff and sore. That's the time to use fast-acting rub A535. Because no matter how you get sore muscles, greaseless, stainless, fast-acting rub A535 with penetrating warmth soon gets you moving again. Try anti-phlogistin rub A535. Your muscles will love it.
Take a look at your comb. Are there more hairs in it than there should be? Now take a close look at your scalp. An unhygienic scalp could mean falling hair. This fights unhygienic scalp. That's right, Resdan. While it controls dandruff, it helps check the conditions that can cause falling hair. It stimulates scalp, unclogs hair follicles, lets your scalp breathe. Good scalp hygiene can't grow hair, but it can help keep it.
Receive serve.
John McEnroe walking back, and he's getting some cheers as he swings to the south end of the gardens. He had a very spirited conversation during that break with the umpire, and actually seems to be losing his cool a little bit. Now they cheered Borg for ball. McEnroe just shook his head. Love.
15 love.
Dirty love. Borg now, and he could tie up this third and final set. The winner of this goes on to the championship tomorrow against the Gerolitis Connors semifinal winner, and that championship best-of-5 set match can be seen right here on CTV tomorrow afternoon, beginning at 2 Eastern Time.
50.
And no sooner did he say that Borg is right back into it, it's tied 30 all.
That was one of Bjorn's hardest first serves. And it certainly got the necessary results.
Game goes to Bjorn Borg. And it's now tied up at 3 games all in the third and final set.
Games are 3-all.
Big game coming up here. We'll see if McEnroe has been unnerved by not only his behavior, but by the fans of Maple Leaf Gardens. Should Borg break him here, might be all over. And if that's an indication, I'd say that John's concentration is just fine.
15 love.
Nice way to start off the very important 7th game in the final set with an ace.
Not only do the aces look spectacular, but they also could earn you some extra money in this tournament. In fact, $15,000 will go to the player of the 8 who records the most service aces throughout the 5 days of competition.
Backhand passing shot by John McEnroe. 40-love lead. Let's look at that one again. Here we see him. Borg coming into that net. Now watch McEnroe hit overspin on that backhand.
This one might not come down. Into the box seat as McEnroe will still have 2 chances.
That was good percentage tennis by McEnroe. He didn't really make much of a move to get that ball. He had 40 love. Let that one go. No point in tiring yourself out unnecessarily. That game.
So John McEnroe, with that powerful overhand, goes back into the lead in the final set, 4 games to 3. And the Molson Challenge will continue in a moment.
Sally Field is Norma Ray during Fabulous February on CTV.
Mill workers known as trash to some. I know the union's the only way we're going to get our own voice. Make ourselves any better. I guess that's why I push.
Our own Mother Joan.
The role that earned Sally Field an Academy Award. Norma Ray, a Sunday movie special, February 22nd.
So your TRS-80 computer solved all your business problems. Well, what happens when your business grows and your low-price Radio Shack computer can't handle a heavy workload?
Then I'll add another disk drive, or two, programs for inventory control and general ledger, a high-speed printer, a telephone interface. My TRS-80 will expand with my business at affordable Radio Shack prices. And I'll still have time for more important matters.
People all across Canada get the money's worth at Sears. 'Cause you can rely on what you buy at Sears. You get your money's worth and more.
I'd use a Sears catalog because it's fast, it's easy, it's convenient, it's good value for your dollar, and there's no hassle.
'Cause Sears believes in value, and you believe in Sears because you get your money's worth, and more.
They call it Fort Apache, but they're not playing as an Indians.
This precinct isn't a clubhouse or a freak show, but the house of the law.
It's the last outpost in the urban wilderness. Paul Newman, Ed Asner, Ken Wall, three men fighting back on the new frontier. Fort Apache, the Bronx. The fuse has been lit. Now playing at a selected theater near you from 20th Century Fox.
John McEnroe leads the third and final set in the semifinal of the Molson Challenge. 4-3. Each man has double faulted 3 times. Bjorn Borg serving, leading 15-love. And once again, they're playing with new tennis balls, and we'll have to see if it's to the advantage of Borg as it should be.
Unforced error by Bjorn Borg.
They call him the Iceman, and usually in these pressure situations he is.
But he comes right back, Peter, with a very big first serve to knot the count at 30-all, and he's trailing 3-4. Crucial game for Bjorn Borg.
As Borg is now within a point of tying up this final set again. Tied 4-4 in games now.
4-game goal.
McEnroe taking some time here to get ready to serve in this 9th game of the final set. What a volley by McEnroe. Uncanny anticipation. Let's see that again. There he is coming in on the serve. The volley down the line. Borg drills one, and look at the way he made that volley. I'll tell you, the tempo in this match has really picked up. Both men now hitting very hard.
See the sign of the Westbury Hotel in the background. The player is very happy to be staying there. It's just across the street from Maple Leaf Gardens. They say they have no complaints with the facility here at the Gardens and love being able to just walk to the hotel.
Base number 4 for John McEnroe.
Second service.
They've been going at it for over 2 hours already. And tied 4-4 in the deciding set. John McEnroe leading 40-15.
Well, he followed up that ace with a double fault. Unusual combination.
And with a winner, he takes the set. Correction, he takes the game and now leads 5-4 in the set. And we'll have more when the Molson Challenge continues in a moment.
When you find yourself with muffler trouble, what you don't want to find is more trouble. So visit a friend, someone you know, not some stranger.
Hi, Albert. Sounds like you have a problem.
Superior Muffler, a full lifetime guarantee on the muffler and all parts and labor for as long as you own your car. Foreign cars, too, and you probably don't need an introduction.
Superior Muffler Pro.